Charlie with his linguini charting. He loses sometimes, but hardly he's BTC Charlie. But now he's GBP Charlie. It doesn't matter what he's charting. His trading is tough, but it's not all that bad with Charlie. He's got memes in the morning and more in the evening. It's Charlie. And when trading gets hard and support starts to lean, search Charlie. He's BTC Charlie with his linguini charting. He loses sometimes, but hardly he's BTC Charlie. But now he's GBP Charlie. It doesn't matter what he's charting. His trading is tough, but it's not all that bad with Charlie. He's got memes in the morning and more in the evening. It's Charlie. And when trading gets hard and support starts to lean, search Charlie.
Alright, bonjour. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, I guess, for some of you. Let's go for a bit of gangster, shall we? Because I'm the most gangster person you'll probably hear today. Noon? Where's my man Paradigm? Oh, I can't use that, can I? My goodness. Good lord. So what's going on, everybody? We all chilling? Waiting for our $1 million Aptos airdrops? Let's go with a bit of synth, shall we? How many of you are actually getting a nice Aptos? Aptos? Fuck's wrong with me? It's been a long couple of days. We were up at A&E last night with my daughter's foot, which was wonderful. She just sprained her ankle though. Not Aptos. Yes. Thank you, Gunho. Arbitrum. 5k? Nice. I'm fairly certain it'll be at least $1 as long as Bitcoin doesn't absolutely shit the bed. Can you imagine that everyone's been so hyped over this free money launch for the past like couple of weeks, and then the day of it we just get that fucking massive red dildo sending us to Hades and just kills sentiment in a single candle. FOMC tomorrow? Yeah, what could go wrong? It's why I've been barely trading the last few days. It's just been, well, it was the weekend. Yesterday was a bit of drama. And like personally, it's just one line really. It's like, do I really want to get long here? Do I really want to short this horrifically strong rally? You know, break of whatever this is, 9-month range. I'm not really feeling shorting meme levels. Even though you can make a decent argument that there's, you know, drop off in momentum across this. Yeah, pretty clean. This, pretty clean. Well, a bit messy. Jerome comes on stage and says, "I'm sorry guys," and walks off. Yeah, it's over. Yeah, it's pretty fucking janky. But I got no interest in shorting this. Wait on tomorrow's best. Yeah, like I'm literally just going to balls deep, sit here with a couple of cans of Monster maybe to get my. I sound so posh. I just speak the King's English, my friend. It also helps your trading. So the posher you sound, the better you are at trading. It's been confirmed. Survey said. Has everyone seen the Jerome Powell like AI speech that Wifey tweeted? I thought that was fucking brilliant. I might have to just get it and dump it in the chat. But yeah, it's just to me, yeah, I can see why people would be short, but I think holding any positions that aren't like decent entries. Sound like I'm from Southeast England. Oh, nice try, IRS, but we will not be revealing the location. For tax purposes, I am an Isle of Wight resident, my friend. / Dubai. So no, I do not recognise this Southeast England that you talk of. You know, for me, everyone's going to be wanting this, right? Everyone's going to be wanting the meme PA levels of just, okay, momentum's dying here, so we're going to come back here, and we're all going to pick up a nice spot bag of Bitcoin at roughly 25k, and we're just going to ride that to the million target. Yeah. I mean, who isn't eyeing up that trade setup right now? If that happened, everyone would probably be shitting the bed, actually, at this point. But there would be quite a few people that would be slurping that dip. 90 days. I think it's like 88 now. And I think, in fact, if you extrapolated the gain the other day, whenever it was, I think it was it yesterday? I don't know, this week's a fucking blur. But if you extrapolate that out for every single day, it would hit the target. When it dumps to 25k, we'll buy spot, and it dumps more. Yeah, that's what happens. Well, that's always what happens, isn't it? Right? It's the classic. If it goes up and you buy it, it dumps. If it goes up and you don't buy it, it pumps. And what's normally worse is that all your friends bought it. They all bought it, and they're all gonna show you. Seeing a lot of 100k Twitter accounts posting short positions right now. I mean, it's because it's such a quote-unquote obvious trade. Like, the reasons that I don't like it, and I'll talk through it, and it'll probably happen, and I'll sit there and I'll cry myself to sleep, not having made financial freedom in one single short. The reasons that I don't like it is, from a daily perspective, it's still, you know, it's just about in the extremes of RSI. It's been an absolutely brutal move up, and I just personally would rather not stand in the way of it. It's a break of this, you know, if you want to call this whole bit of price action like a big range. Well, you know, if you go to like, maybe not weekly, but if you go 3-day, you've probably got that old, what's it? Stupid box power of 3 bullshit. Which I'm not exactly a fan of, but it fits my bias, so we like it today. Does my autism in that these boxes aren't the same. But you get the picture, don't you? Like, I personally It doesn't matter what kind of trend overview you're going to put on it, whether it's this, whether it's some form of VWAP, whether it's anything, you're in a strong uptrend. Hey Born, how's it going, man? Happy pre-FOMC? And the short to me is just, it's so obvious that I just think a lot of people are going to get fucking their asses handed to them. The only thing that I would get on board on is not this arbitrary shite. I would love a really inefficient wick above like that, and then a close below. And if we got something ridiculous like that, either pre-FOMC or during, I'd quite happily get on board, and that would be for a short down to here. Or maybe, excuse me, maybe down to kind of there. And for those of you questioning why my stream's labelled adult content, I think it has to be labelled adult content. Because I occasionally have a potty mouth. It's not labelled as adult content as in like the category, is it? I may be in a bathtub and we might have to send nudes. Yeah. I'm just gonna. This is now an ASMR stream where I just flop my dad bod on the desk, and you have to guess what part of my anatomy it is. That's what we've stooged to. Show me your naked shorts. I don't have any, mate. Because we're able to see it in a bikini on a pool. Nice. I'll get more subs. Yeah, that's true. That's true. When Bath wore NFTs? You wouldn't want my bath water, mate. I literally fester in the bath for like hours. I just shitpost. That's right. The real alpha guys. Yeah, your girlfriend's trying to cover that up, Scoop. She's so aroused by my voice and by my thorough descriptions of a Bitcoin price chart. She's like, well, he's definitely gay. He's definitely gay. It's alright, mate. I'll warm her up. You sort it out. My girlfriend's boyfriend's just asked if you're gay. For the right price, maybe. It's a bear market, do you know what I mean? Anyway. This is the only sort of scenario I'd consider getting short. I know a lot of people like to just build shorts in ranges. I personally prefer a range break, failure, and close back inside said range. And then there's two entries, one's there. And, you know, the point around momentum is definitely valid. There'll be a lot of people tweeting about it and claiming clout if it plays out to the downside. But for me, fading a very strong uptrend at this point in time with this setup just doesn't work for me. You know, you're heading back to that sort of close to that 50 level. You know, if we had a divergence up here somewhere, you know, way back here across these highs, and it was a bit cleaner than that, and it was within the kind of 14 day or 14 period range, then maybe. But that's kind of why I'm not looking to play the short side. And the reality is we just had a huge demonstration of what, you know, the global financial system is not willing to take in terms of all the Credit Suisse bullshit. So, one, the old narrative of hedge against inflation and, you know, all that kind of shite seems to have actually come to some form of fruition in the form of a bid, which is all we really give a fuck about, because we can tell ourselves any bedtime story we like as to why price goes up. Fundamentally, it is because people are willing to pay a higher price for the same asset than they were at a previous point in time. And to me, all I really give a fuck about is how fast is that, you know, what is the trend, and where can I find places to get on board that have, you know, where I can have reasonably high conviction, time validation, and I've got some form of momentum signals either in my favour or telling me that it's a divergence and that I should be cautious about joining the trend at this point in time. So, yeah. For me, I just think it's going to be a fucking huge day tomorrow. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a really, really good trading day. But I'm no pullbacks. Bitcoin straight to 1 million. Yeah, like I think we've seen a fucking left curve day to day. Holy crap! Like, what the fuck is this? Did I delete Hex? No, it's there. Oh, maybe it's because Hex pumped yesterday. Or pumped first thing this morning. There you go. Hex and XRP? Like fucking hell, what is it? Like the special needs bus just taking a trip to the exchange? Like, I don't get it. Why are we pumping XRP? Why are we pumping Hex? It's like we've let them all out with a credit card on the same day, do you know what I mean? It's the standard, I know, 589 mate, 589. I can't wait. In all fairness, with Hex, I do feel minorly stupid about Hex, because there was a time where, even when I had like, I don't know, a couple hundred followers, whenever you posted something, people would relentlessly shill Hex, and it was just like, oh, for God's sake. But this is at a time where like there weren't that many bots. It was actually a pretty active community. And, you know, there was clearly a cult around it. And I think even if you threw a couple of $100 at it, it would have been worth an absolute metric fuck ton. It's a big lesson, really, that cults can be really influential on price. Any thoughts about Casper? Is he the friendly ghost? What's Casper? Gotta invest in golds. High IQ players that know what low IQ are doing. I think that's it. I think this is the classic, you know, mid-curve meme, the bell curve. If you're buying stuff like this because the founder is covered in Gucci and basically triggers the fuck out of everybody, then chances of making it probably higher. You know, it's kind of inverse to your chances of making it, which are like this. If you absolutely mid-curve everything, you're definitely not going to make it. Whereas if you are genuinely smart in this space, there is so much inefficiency that you can exploit. It's kind of why I try and play some down here and some up here. And then I trade, which is somewhere in here. What are we going to look at? Casper. What do I think of it? Trade Ogre, let's go. DigiPinX. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it does, mate. I mean, chart is up only. What do you want me to say? It's easier to con a man than to convince him he's been conned. I mean, I like the saying, but I have no fucking clue what it means. Yeah, there's a little spiel about IQing it. Let's get rid of that shit, shall we? Hex investors. Ah, yeah. Yeah, true. Don't you have to lock up your Hex for like, I don't know, months or some shit? Years. Yeah, it was 6 years, wasn't it? I've indicated that this channel is intended for mature audiences, apparently. RIP. Unironically, I've been asking you lot to get Magus to chart Hex every single time you go into his stream. And it's one of the best fucking performers of the year. RIP. Absolutely scammed myself. But I bet there was someone in here that fucking bought some. God, I need to replace my chair. Christ. Right, should we talk about some shitcoins and some plans going into CPI then? We've already got one. a nice inefficient wick. Yeah, that CPI will lovingly bring us. Take out the highs, come back under, and fuck off back to Narnia. Easy clap. The only scenario I really see that actually happening in is if Big Powell comes out swinging and puts a 50 basis points lift on, which, I mean, chances of that happening, I think are 2/3 of fuck all, to be honest with you. Ugh, FOMC, you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm fucking exhausted. Yeah. But what I'll do is I'll take a short position now with like $1, just so that if it does go down from here, I can cloud post on Twitter, because, you know, I've got the screenshot, as said on stream. Breaker structure and pullback equals short. Yeah, that's fair enough, man. Like, you gotta have your own trade triggers and all that kind of wonderful stuff. Personally, I like a sweep of the highs and then just come back into this low time frame little range, and then that's enough to get me on board. Your gut says Powell doesn't give a fuck, 50 basis points. Not financial advice, obviously, but there's probably some gambling websites of some description that you can go on and take those odds. Yeah, if he raises 50 basis points, you'll die, basically. Yeah, I mean, I think they just literally worked over the weekend with a major international effort to stop certain banks going under. Yeah, 85% chance of 25 basis points per CME group. Well, that sounds about right. Whereas if they say, oh well, we've just all come together to save Credit Suisse, and now what we're going to do is we're going to up it by 50 basis points, I think everyone's going to lose their shit. But maybe that's just me. But if you want to bet on it, honestly, FND, your odds will be probably incredible. Yeah, the only times when there's massive international efforts is when there's banks and war. I mean, yeah, even COVID, everyone was like, well, you fucking sort yourselves out. No. Like, even Britain was just like, no, we're going to take the vaccines first. Cheers, lads. Hashtag Brexit. Fucking yoink. Yoinked all the vaccines like the cunts we are. You don't sound like Magus? But why would I sound like Magus? Yeah, we decided to raise it 75 basis points. Fucking see ya. You're on your own. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine how fast everything would just fucking fall? All British people sound the same. Wow. I'm confused because I linked Magus' Twitter in my own bio. Do I? No, surely not. I'm not that fucking old. Ooh. God, I sound croaky as shit, don't I? What do you mean I linked Magus' Twitter? Rip. And that would be justice. Yeah. What do I have to do to get to follow me back? Just post a decent meme. Where are you? Or sub to the channel with 1,000,000 points. There you go. Happy Christmas. I am the meme. Do you provide lots of counter trading opportunities, do you? You're euphoric. Well, happy Christmas, my friend. I've instantly muted you. I haven't really. I can't even. Oh, if you're a silver bull. As long as you're not as long as you're not like CBS, and basically as soon as it goes up like 1%, it's straight on Twitter with a silver meme. Holding since Bitcoin was $200. Yeah, you can invest in silver or Bitcoin at $200, which is at silver every time. It's alright, mate. I had $1 billion of shit once, so we all have them. Stein came here simping his way into a follow from you. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is bear market stuff, mate. This is what happens in the bear market. If you win the meme contest, will I follow you back? Yeah, I need to do that, actually. I completely forgot about that. I was going to do it on stream, actually, and I thought it would be a really good meme stream. I thought that's pretty epic, right? No, I don't think anyone's done a meme stream before, unless you call all of my other streams meme streams, which is perfectly fine. But I thought some of them were actually so bad that I would get banned. I thought it would be a good event. Maybe what I do is I create like a... I can't listen to a British accent for more than 5 minutes. Sorry, Bitcoin Jelly. That's alright. It's fine, Jack. What accent would you prefer? We can try it. We can see if I can put it on as long as it's not particularly racist. Although any accent, I guess, is inherently racist, given that it's associated with a particular... Yeah, he likes it too much. He's got to go change his pants. We know about England as the Queen, Monty Python and Beans. Yeah, I mean, half of Monty Python are dead, the Queen's dead, and Beans are still going strong. But yeah, we like the Beans. And we do like Monty Python as well. Anyway, should we talk about some more charts? We saw actually, for the first time in a little while, a little bit of strength from ETH BTC. Beans are horrible. Right, how do you ban? So it's been a really quiet week or so for me, and largely because, I mean, as I'm sure all of you will know, that pretty much the trade has been BTC. What am I doing? Look at this, this is horrific. Good God. The trade has pretty much been BTC. The meme contest stream on Rumble? Do they not ban you for that? Because I will do it if that's the case, because that'd be a laugh. Be like, bring a beer. We're gonna have a laugh. We're gonna see who's we're gonna vote for like the funniest memes. Try listening to Scottish people. Yeah. Heck no, laddie. You don't want to short that. Get long on those bitcoins. Probably gonna wake my door up because of that, but hope it was worth it. So yeah, the last week's been pretty uneventful for me, purely because Bitcoin has been the trade for the vast majority of it. And every time we've had a rotation, it's been Bitcoin doing this, and the vast majority of alts going like this. So it's been a Bitcoin denominated week. And I personally haven't traded Bitcoin hard for a long time. I've been playing rotations. How do American? I can't. I'll definitely get banned from stream for doing that. And you can see it. Let's go back to some rotations. You know, Bitcoin's just sat on the top of everything. There's been some odd outliers like Magic. That's actually not a bad rotation. But yeah, typically, like, Bitcoin has just been exceptionally strong, which is fine. But that's not how I prefer to trade. And we've seen this huge, you know, just drop in ETH BTC. And today was the first day where that really started me. Why am I on a 6-hour chart? What the fuck is wrong with me? 6-hour chart, my ass. I can get up. Am I looking at getting any spot or just trading? I've got some spot of some small caps. That's kind of the only spot I've got, and that's purely because there's no perps. But generally I prefer trading at the moment. And the reason is that I'm a pussy. That's the simple answer. Dropped Alpha by mistake with the 6 hour chart? No, 6 hour chart's just random as fuck. The reason that I prefer trading at the moment in these conditions is that the market, I mean the market's always fairly sensitive, but you know, this whole uptrend and this move wasn't like, by the time that I got on board and I was sort of on the bull train, was somewhere in here. I did take a couple of shorts. Most of them actually worked out, even if they eventually got blown out. I think I shorted there. I don't know, you go back over streams and you know, pick it to pieces if you want. But I did take a few shorts and they seem to work out generally quite well. And what typically happened was when my plans to buy spot have been when we reclaim levels, and that usually happens on weekends, and I don't trade weekends or at stupid times. By the time I get to the computer, it's just a little bit too late. So no, I've just missed it, to be honest. I'm sidelined capital, trying to short every move, adding fuel to the fire, waiting for alt rotations in the last week. So it's been a pretty poor performance from me, really. But I've definitely failed to adapt to the conditions in the last week, and it's because of this Bitcoin strength. A perfect plan to buy spot, didn't execute, and I can't trade. Yeah, well, I don't think it's because you didn't execute on a single play or plan that you beat yourself up over it, you know. We all have good weeks, bad weeks, better weeks. I could sit here and laugh and be like, oh yeah, I've been in spot BTC since 20k, bought this dip. But I didn't. What's the fucking point? Yeah, my personal risk appetite's been really low, really low. I have put some money in some small caps, but it's kind of always with the view of whatever I put in there, you know, whether it's $5, $10, whatever it is written off at the point I do it, and that's it. And usually it's profits from like a trading day or two. So I'm sat there going, well, I've just made X in terms of these gains, and do you know what? I should reinvest a little bit just in case I'm wrong, and that this is the start of a huge bull run, and there's, you know, these little shit coins on Arbitrum or these little coins on ETH that actually they've got a 500k market cap, million market cap. A lot of them in bullish conditions run, and they run for, you know, a couple of X's. So even if we're just putting, you know, what is a small amount to you in them, they can quite quickly grow. And yeah, they're the only spot bags I've held, but I don't like talking about them on Twitter. They even did a poll and said, yeah, shill away, mate. I don't care. Like, my personal view of shilling shit is nobody's forcing you to fucking buy it. Like, if I said, give me all your money, here's an Ethereum address, and I put it in the chat right now, are you going to send money there? Like, I don't know. I think there's a big difference between saying, I've got this, and I like it, than this coin is going to go 100x, oh my god, it's the next SHIB. I bought SHIB here before it went 2 billionx, this is the next 2 billionx coin. You know, there's definitely a difference between those two approaches, right? The fuck, XRP ascending? Yeah, it really is. Whee! What a fucking... This is why we trade crypto. Like, look at that. Absolutely fucking hilarious. Absolute monster. Have they settled their case or something? Yeah, it's actually ripping. I mean, it was, if you look at today, it was pretty obvious on on the old spaghetti in terms of here. But yeah. Some insiders are totally front running the news. I mean, can you really expect anything different? It happens all the time. It happens in TradFi. It happens just anywhere, right? Where there's an opportunity to get rich or to get, an amount of money for basically free, greedy people are always going to take it. Like, I don't know why people are constantly surprised. Swift payment system upgrade. You see, this is how long ago I was looking at XRP. I'd have probably done that, taken it and been like, hey guys, look at my 2-hour trade, woo! And then it would have done this. Yeah, pretty nuts. Swift payment system upgrade, and they might have a chance to use their tech on the Swift system now that it's being upgraded. Oh no, XRP. Heard it on CT. Imagine if it does actually get to the 589 meme. That would be incredible. There are people who are now breaking even. Wow. Basically, if you bought it anywhere here, you're still fucked. So go over the long scenarios for an XRP. I mean, it's one of those moves like Kraptos where you're just waiting for any form of consolidation and you just need, there you go. You barely even got any form of like retest or slowdown on RSI. You could use EMAs, but yeah, it's very, very hard to jump on board a fast moving train. Oh, did I go over long scenarios on Bitcoin and ETH? No, I mean, what I'm going to be doing for Bitcoin tomorrow is probably the exact opposite of this short scenario that we talked about, where let's go less boomery and let's delete this shit, shall we? Delete this meme box. So kind of the opposite of that. It's just I actually am very tempted to try and RSI on the 5 minute feels weird, man. It is weird, but you've got to go lower time frame when you're dealing with a high vol asset, which XRP is extremely high volatility. It would literally just be, I mean, this is actually quite nice as it is, really. If you look at the fact that generally dips have been bought in terms of market structure, not too bad. You're literally playing something like that just for the breakout. But that's quite aggressive. I'm probably just gonna wait for tomorrow. Anything under, if it's 0 increase, then I'm just gonna max long along with the rest of the fucking world. And if it's 0.25, I'm going to assume that we fake out to whichever direction it then wants to go, because that's what we've typically done. And if it's 0.5, I'm going to max short with every fucking penny I've got and eat dick on slippage. But yeah, I mean, at the moment, if I remove all this noise, it's pretty fucking basic, isn't it? No chance they do 0.5. I wouldn't say there's no chance. And this is what I tweeted about before, and I triggered a load of people with it. Stonks full send into close. Let's go! What could go wrong? Dollar bad. Stonk's good. Digital gold, good. So yeah, I don't blame anyone taking shorts here, not at all. If they're doing shit like this and being like, right. You know. Would I buy more spot if we get a pullback near the range high? What, just down here? So something like... So like that. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone will be buying that dip, unironically. And by more spot, you mean some spot. I mean, technically I own a couple of Bitcoin. But, well, my daughter does. And I've got some on Cryptopia. For the old fans of the chat. Those bastards rugged me for several BTC. If we get to 25, they'll call 12k again. Yeah, but, you know, shitposting and having fun on Twitter is, you know, you don't know what people's positions are. Like, that's the thing, is that, like, you don't know what Capo is a good example. Like, yeah, no, I was memeing. I said the 20k dip. I was like, I could LARP and say I bought the 20k dip, but I did not. Cryptopia U2. Yeah, it's a bitch. What, Capo? I don't know. But this is the point, is that you don't know. Like, I could be saying, right, I am max fucking short this. I can go on Twitter right now and say I'm shorting your garbage coin to fucking zero. This is the only trade that any of you need to take for the next, you know, 3 years. So we're going back to 6k. Fuck you, fuck your stops. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could go and do that. And then loads of people would be engaging with it, saying you're a fucking idiot, rah rah rah. We've had a 9-month range, we've had a break, you know. I'd get loads of engagement, I'd get loads of followers, even though my take is pure fucking trash. Right? But that's how human emotions work. And that's what a lot of people do. That's why a lot of people aren't honest with their positioning. That's why a lot of them don't talk about mistakes. They're just like, oh yeah, of course I was right. Lol. Look at this chart I did from 6 weeks ago. Look. It was this. Incredible technical analysis. Well done. Well, I longed here. There might be $1, but you don't need to know that. Yeah, don't get me started on Twitter. So yeah, that's kind of plans going into FOMC. I mean, I expect that we will get what typically happens day before as well, just for your guys' benefit. It may not happen tomorrow, but we will see. Is we tend to get a bit of a sell-off on alts, because you've got to think about it from a sort of risk profile perspective. The alts are pretty risky generally, and they're pretty illiquid in terms of the books. So if you've got a huge position on heading into something that's potentially going to do that, or that, you know, you're going to want to unwind some of that on the way into FOMC. So typically, we actually see a little bit of a cool off into it. Did you ever become a chartered accountant? Ooh, nice trying to dox me, my friend. But yes, I did manage to qualify. In your final year, big unlucky. Nah, it's a good skill to have, to be fair. Like, genuinely. So yeah, I expect we'll get a bit of risk off, and that is a dip that I might buy some of. And then if we get a nice wick down during CPI, but the news is actually 0.25 or 0, then I will look to just ride this up and just market the shit out of it. But we'll see. We'll see what the tape has to offer. we will be on the 1 second spaghetti chart, but it's usually the same old culprits. So I would assume that tomorrow we will be looking at XRP, Magic, INJ, maybe FTM. But yeah, these are ones that I've typically seen, in the last few rotations. So having a plan, where can you get long? I mean, XRP is fucking horrific. it's going to be quite hard to find, any reasonable form of justification just to long the shit out of it here. But, if we get a nice little pullback, something like that, maybe a little bit of consolidation, we've got a nice continuation on, potentially, on XRP, especially if it remains in play. In fact, I might put that there. Where are we at? Floki. Floki has really random rotations. I managed to catch that one. I've got a bit of movement on Doge. The thing with Doge is I'm not particularly interested in Doge until we pass this 0.08-ish mark. Because it's just such a clean high time frame pivot. Like, look at it. Look at all times prices interacted with it. And the only times it's really been a bit shit is like this deviation, which is very high volume, and those two. And the rest of the time it just absolutely respects the level until it passes through it on a high volume. So yeah, even though we had a little bit of a move from Doge, which can signal a bit more of a risk on appetite for alts, I'm not interested in longing it until 0.08. So we've got XRP, Doge, probably not. Magic. Magic is an absolute beauty. And it is literally up only. It's had some really good rotations, but it's quite difficult to get in a position on it because it's not the most liquid. CKB. I think I had to take that off my watch list. China. Yeah, I've seen a lot of CKB shills. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Yeah, looks quite messy on lower time frame. Yeah, I'd probably stick with Magic personally. Although you've got the star, one of my favourites meme shows the strength. The old meme parabola. We just tweak its fit our bias. Lovely. So yeah, pull back. Final leg. Good game. I probably won't touch this, to be honest. I think between Magic, XRP, and INJ is probably pretty reasonable as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it tomorrow for some reason. Has anyone got massive conviction in any particular coin that I can look at the chart and then tell you it's dog shit? It's pretty mental, isn't it, when you look at this? You know, we have been spoiled, despite the fact that some people don't feel like it. Jewel, anybody? Trying not to laugh. Coco. Okay. Do you actually mean... Does she mean cocoa as in the commodity? We've just done magic, my friend. But I think magic would be a really good rotational play. I think, like, literally, just trend follow it would be my best take. Even now, I'd probably look at any kind of, you know, any little retest here. Just try and follow it. Kokos. Oh, it's Kokos. Okay. We will do Kokos for you. Yeah. Our market's rallying, and this is not holding up well. Like, I don't know what the fuck that was. But yeah, not particularly great. The only upside is that it's currently holding the RSI 50. I mean, you know, I always like relative strength. So I want to be longing strength. And I want to be longing one of the better altcoins. And typically, from a rotation perspective, whatever was rotating well before will continue to do so. And Kokos is there. So middle of the pack, absolute garbage. The only reason I touch anything in here, generally, is that there's a good clean setup on the chart, and usually that'll be something like a range break play. So, you know, you've got your range. You've either got a deviation at range low and a reclaim, something like that, or you've got a grinding up a resistance, and what you're hoping for is essentially that. And typically you want to see some form of sort of bullish market structure, i.e. meme diagonal underneath that, maybe a couple of attempts, drawn that a bit poorly, and you're going for, you know, Titan validation. Bro just casually called me redacted. No, I didn't. I just said there's probably, in my opinion, better charts out there. But that's my view. That's how I see the market, right? Other people will be seeing this and they will go, so let's go daily, and let's do the bull case for Kokos, right? Just so that you don't feel like I'm targeting you. That we've had this huge run up, right? Incredible run up. Nice 3x. We're now down 50%, and even during that time, we've only lost the 50 RSI for a little bit. You know, bear with me, this is my first time trying to just blindly be bullish. Well, for a while anyway. Okay. Awesome oscillator, looking a bit bullish. But also, market structure, certainly in favour of the bulls. Let's go. And I think we might even find that we've got an XABD pattern, or the Elliott triple wave combo. How'd you like that for technical analysis? But no, honestly, I just prefer longing stronger coins. Yeah, I mean, if it works out, we'll claim clout. If it doesn't, we'll blame Elliott and his waves. You know, from a market structure perspective, it genuinely looks okay. It's just I prefer playing coins that are either in play or I've got a reason to think that they're going to become in play, like I talked about with the range kind of setups and potential narratives and all that kind of stuff. Elliott meme confluence, 200% chance of success. Yeah, 100%. It's Doesn't Sushi have some drama today? Sushi is apparently on my list. Same kind of thing as Coco's, really. It's just, you know, a bit shit in terms of. Let's move that. Fit our new bias. In terms of, it's kind of not really here or there. Liquidated, thanks Charlie. You're welcome, my friend. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just, but here you've got actually, you know, if you want to play a breakout long, it's there, but it's such a weak chart that, you know, it's been sat in this range forever. That basically playing the lower bounds of a range on a weak asset relative to the rest of the market is just. Why would you want to long a coin that recently got served with the sex subpoena? So I'm not really fussed about that. Like that doesn't bother me too much because I don't think it's hugely an issue. But like, if I delete all of this, I don't know why you would want to get long a coin that has been sat in this range for the best part of a year. Do you know what I mean? It's been 10 months and like there's playing laggards, which I personally think is fucking stupid. And there's, you know, there's this. It will. Surely it's got to break out at some point, Kappa. Yeah, that's kind of the logic. But the reason that I love... Right, I'm going to set up for this explanation. Because some of you fuckwads are going to be out there long in this. The reason that I love, like, alt beta is you can take a $10,000 account and you can run it up very fucking quickly if you have some good days with big moves that you manage to get on board, right? So, you know, you only need to catch a few decent breakouts to watch your 10k go to 12, go to 14, go to 17. You know, the kind of compound effect of growth on a trading portfolio, if you're managing your risk well and actually catching some good trades, is fucking massive. The opposite is true of leaving it in some shitcoin like this forever and a day, hoping that someone at some point is going to remember this piece of shit in amongst all the other stuff that is moving and go, oh yeah, do you know what, I'll buy that. This will sound really dumb, but I would rather buy Sushi. That's just I would rather buy Sushi here than I would here. Because there's a better fucking chance that it's actually going to break out of this huge quote-unquote accumulation shit show. And then it's actually going to do something. Because in this time here, which could be days, right? Could be days. We could do this. Could be fucking weeks. Yeah, could be years. And then we do that. And I've had my money sat there when I could have been doing other stuff. I could have been compounding that. I could have been trading that. I could have been going in 100x on my calls and getting liquidated. You know, I could be doing something productive. And if you're doing that, use my Bybit link. Come on, show some love. Sep just subscribed with Prime. They subscribed for 2 months. Yes, what a legend. Cheers, Sep. What a legend. But yeah, that's my little rant. And it's the same thing about like Link, basically. Although Sushi is a pretty typically good example. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I deleted Link off here. No, maybe not. Yeah, I've had this rant before, haven't I? Like, what fucking idiots long in this? Yes, it will move at some point. Yes, you would have caught probably close to the bottom on it when it does. What about Link is exactly what I just said on Sushi. Like, it's been sat in this range 300 days. 321 days, and no one wants to buy this piece of hot fucking garbage. This is the equivalent of walking into a shop, a nice new shiny, I don't know, car dealership, and going, I'll take that piece of shit out the back that's rusty, that's got a broken windshield, that no other motherfucker wants to touch. Oh, it's only $90? Great. I wonder why. Like, that is what this chart tells me. And the same about Sushi. I'm sure they are both the future of France and all that kind of wonderful stuff. But even Hex is more fucking sexy. Do you know what I mean? Like... Don't know, maybe I've completely lost it, chat. Need to learn to long, strong altcoins. Just being persevering, preserving capital while learning the basics. Any advice on how to long and get involved with strong alts? Hasn't trading this range been easy money? Maybe. But like, look at the size of the moves. You're directionally betting. Like, because it's all beta. It's just constrained beta. So you're getting tiny dick moves that you've got to be right on more. Whereas all I have to do is catch one XRP long, and there's my invalidation on my risk. It was a Cointelegraph just tweeted about Sushi. Well, it typically happens when I go fucking savage and say it's a big bag of horseshit. Any advice on how to long and get involved with strong alts? Yeah, it's a really long subject. I mean, if you tune into the stream enough times, you'll kind of see my thought process. My favourite times to do it are typically after a sell-off, right? So after a BTC sell-off, and it doesn't have to be anything particularly extreme. It doesn't have to be anything particularly huge, but I do prefer it when my personal favourite. I use the TradingView app. Don't know, mate. It's just preference. This is what I've always done because I'm a boomer. My personal preference is when Bitcoin looks like this, and it literally starts moving down, and then you just get this like brutal liquidity cascade. And in that, when there is exceptionally high volume, essentially, and you get like a capitulation wick, if you can see bids start rolling in, getting involved, gives you usually a really clean like invalidation for the first run. So if you're in highly risk-on conditions, usually I'll go full size there. But if you're not, so like right now, I probably wouldn't do that. I'll probably be waiting for a couple of drives down and then a stronger bid to get back in. Like, that is usually my favorite because you are going to know if you have quote-unquote called one very quickly. Now, I don't do this with full size. I'm not there, with my full portfolio going, right, I'm going to catch this fucking tick. But they're my favourite trades, because you've usually got to pay attention, and you've got to be very quick at sizing on and off. So protecting your entry is the biggest tip I'll give you for trading high beta alts. It's all about protecting it. It capitulated so hard it went left. Yeah, exactly. It fucking time travelled. It did the old reverse spaghetti on you. And it's practice. Like, you don't have to. People genuinely think that you have to start with. Well, no, I'll put this a different way. I've heard people say, if I had $1 million, I'd be a good trader. And it's like, can you trade with $10,000? And if the answer is no, then you can't trade with $1 million. It is that fucking simple. In fact, it gets harder the more you scale up for two reasons. One, psychologically. So it's much harder to deal with the numbers that are in front of you. You're up 10k on a trade, right? You close it, great. Oh wow, what an incredible fucking day. Is it though? Because that trade actually ran on. You know, that was a 1% move on your 1 million. And it ran on. You could have had 100k if you'd have just not been a fucking idiot and not been like twisted by the number, if that makes sense. And then the second thing is actually getting filled and managing things like slippage on that kind of size. So there's a lot of things, like there's probably other bits and pieces underneath it as well. But it always irks me when people say, oh, if I had that amount of money, I could trade too. Like, no, you fucking couldn't. But it does get easier at 10 million though. Just got all in Greg stock. Fills, slippage. So let's say I want to, it's very different with Bitcoin, but let's say I want a $10 million position. And let's say I want it on, let's pick something a little bit more illiquid. Let's say I want it on Floki. Yeah, look at that. That is fucking illiquid. Right, let's delete this. So what you've got is you've got a book, right? You've got an order book and you've got cells. You've got limit cells all stacked up here, right? So you would have seen this on Binance or Bybit or wherever. And let's move it down. And then you've got limit buys, which are all down here, right? So if I said, right, I want a $10 million long position in Floki, I guarantee you that the depth of these orders here is probably a couple of $100,000, right? We could check it if I could be asked to load it all up, but I can't. So if I mark it long, as in, say I want $1 million worth of Floki right now, the price I am imagining will literally do this. It will go like that in a single candle, because I have just taken all the liquidity, all the resting orders on the book up to there. And then if I go, fuck, I didn't want to do that, and I close it, the opposite's going to be true. It's going to go down like that. So it's very different with Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin is a pretty liquid market. Unless it's FOMC day. But yeah, that's the point around fills and slippage. So if you have limit orders down here for your 10 million, you know, it's going to take a while. It's going to take quite a lot of people selling into you for you to actually get your fills. And if you mark it, you're going to blow up the book. So it's quite hard to actually build a decent sized position in certain things. Does that make sense? Can't relate because you don't have that size. Yeah, that's fair. Gunho subscribed with Prime. What a fucking legend. Yes, Gunho to you. Let's go. Getting all the subs. We got Sep and we got Gunho. That's it, I can retire. I can get another watch. I hope you all saw my new watch. My new Rolex. That definitely isn't a Rolex. I don't even wear a fucking watch. Skay USDT on KuCoin for a live example of what I'm saying. Do you know what? Just for you. Smart key. Oh, fuck. Yeah. I mean, look at the candles. I mean, I get that these are 1 minute candles, but like, they're just empty. Just empty. There's just nothing. And yeah, this will be where someone has sold and just wiped a book out, and probably a bot has rebought AP greater than Rolex. Yeah, I mean, I literally don't wear a watch. I'm like one of the least materialistic people I think you'll ever meet. I am currently sat on a chair that only has one arm. As a testament of how much of a skinflint motherfucker I really am. You know, I've paid hundreds of dollars in fees today out of sheer boredom. And yet, I'm not sitting on a fully operational chair. Because I refuse to pay $1,200 for a Herman Miller or whatever it's called. New hobby idea. Take $5 to a liquid forgotten shitcoin and roleplay that you're a whale. Do you think it's possible to go to fully mechanical strategy in PineScript which is profitable? Ooh, that's a good question. Good question. I mean, in PineScript, no, if you're being technical about it. Because PineScript doesn't do any execution, but I think it's possible to do. I mean, you could argue that an EMA cross strategy was profitable with Bitcoin because Bitcoin has just been an up-only asset. So, in a short enough time horizon, yes. In a long enough perpetual time horizon, then no. I don't think so. But, there are algo traders out there, there are MEV traders out there. I personally think that you need some form of human discretion. But, we are algorithms after all, I suppose, in a way. Computing lots of different things to come up with a should I buy, yes, no. And have systems that surround those thought processes. Yeah, I could have got one of those chairs for $5 from the liquidation bin. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Now my poor back and my arm is fucked. Rolex is going to increase their production. APO is going to stay around 45k. I didn't know that. But yeah, I mean, I'd consider watches as an investment proposal, but I'm really not OPSEC focused because I'm not. But I don't particularly. There's a CSGO invitation. Where are you, motherfucker? I thought you were coming on at 8. No. What positions am I in right now? I'm sat on a chair, I'm sat on my legs, so I'm actually sat on both of my feet, like some form of demented, hunchback. I'm leaning forward a little bit into my microphone so that you can hear me. Oh, you mean trading positions? I am in a very, very small Bitcoin long at 28017. So I am basically up fees, and this is what I mean by boredom trading. I basically missed the rotation today because I'm a fucking idiot. And I spent half the day carrying my daughter around the house. Because of a sprained ankle. Watches of people have the cash they can't bank or insure. Yeah, maybe. I also think that there's a reasonable element of protection in terms of where you can buy a watch online through certain means, can't you? And hide it from the tax man if that was your game. Right, I will do a couple more minutes, and any requests, particularly the 2 legends who subbed, if you've got anything you want to go over. Gunho and Sep, then you get priority. Sol, is it because I was on it? I mean, I still think it looks like hot fucking garbage, to be honest with you. I still think, we're barely holding the 50. We're at this basically pivotal level here from the prior lows, down here. I'm just not that interested. Again, this is one of those for me, which it'll sound stupid to 99% of you, which I completely get. I would rather be longing up here, above the 28s. I would rather short it. I would rather take a short position on it. There's nothing really actionable for me. Let's delete all these shit levels and let's start again, shall we? Yeah, even just, it'd be such a poor confluence trade for me because there's not really much that I can do in terms of like, it's not rejecting the 50 particularly. There's not really any form of divergence in terms of momentum, but you know, fading this and literally just a meme level. I'd rather be on the short side of this, to be honest with you, but it's such a hard one to take. I would even just add like meme diagonal confluence from like a 4-hour perspective or something like that to get on board. But yeah, it's not a strong asset, and if I really wanted to get on board, it would probably be on the short side. 4-hour Bitcoin, yes, boss. Yeah. I mean, I still think all the stuff that we talked about in terms of momentum works out. I think I'd like to see a strong move above that just gets sold into. Not even that. Like a bit more of a actual take all the previous highs and then go. Which arguably is what happened here. But that was the thought process at the start of the stream. So I kind of I could jump on board a short there, but yeah. Right, is there anything else, my wonderful people? Give us that SFP. Well, this is the thing, is that everyone was saying down here that, you know, this is an SFP or whichever one it was. And we had that debate last stream, and it was, you know, it was an SFP. I managed to get some decent shorts out of it. Was it 25-ish? Yeah, it was in here, wasn't it? You know, we had a nice pullback. That was where I had my last short position. Best trade you ever heard of? What do you mean? In terms of, like, with the best trade that ever would have happened would be if I'd get my shit back. I'm pretty sure it was like $1,000 into, I don't know, $1 billion if I'd have not been a pussy. Best shit going to short when the markets are dumping. So there's two views on this. Well, there's a couple of views. Oh god, this is going to be a long answer. Sure it's not. I like fading euphoria, so something that looks like that. Lower high, bang, build short, send to zero. That's usually a very strong coin, so you take the likes of XRP today, for example. That kind of setup is lovely, and then you also get the nice kind of combo of you've got a very clean invalidation, and usually if there's a lot of positions that are built up on this way up, then they will unwind quite quickly and the pullback will be brutal. The other one is the weak coins on here that have got some form of invalidation. So we talked about Sol as a good example. So marking up some coins that you like the look of in terms of being able to take a potential short position. So OP, let's just look at this because I've had it marked out for a while. This meme level here that's been, you know, pretty brutal in terms of, you know, containing price one way or the other. Again, if you get a wick into that, I suppose we've had that already. But you know, these moves here like would be a reason to short it, despite the fact that it's actually one of the kind of poorer performers, I believe. Oh no, it's actually all right. No, scrap that. If you pretend that OP was down here and was kind of a weak performer relative to Bitcoin and did something like this with the rest of the market, like slowly ground up and then started moving down, that's what I like as well. So a strong coin with a nice setup, or a weak coin with just a very, very clear invalidation, preferably high time frame pivots, because what you're not going to get on something like this, and I guess even better would be some form of like 50 RSI confluence. You're probably not going to get the kind of divergence that you would normally like to short on RSI, because it's not going to be in the extremes, because it doesn't really have particularly extreme moves. So Sol probably being a good example. Yeah, look, that was the last time that the RSI was above sort of 70 and actually had a pretty strong bullish move. What do I think about the inflationary coins like SRP? Nothing particularly. It doesn't really matter as to whether it's inflationary or deflationary. It's just a narrative and just a meme. If people want to bid it, then they'll bid it. And if there's strength in that coin, it will appear on Spaghetti with strength. So, you know, is XRP inflationary or deflationary? Ooh, well, I'm not going to bid it. You know, if you were sat there this morning saying that about XRP, well, you just missed a 25% move. You know, well done. You're a fucking idiot. Bros, my XRP holder friend just called me retarded for not having any exposure to XRP. Go and nuke it, please. Oh, for shorting? Yeah, but the danger that you've got with things like that is they tend to be crowded shorts. And when you get to the point of crowded shorts, we saw it with Gala, didn't we? Way back when. And they just rip you a new asshole. So, you know, this, I'm imagining, is probably how SLP looks. This kind of tragic downtrend. It might not. I haven't looked at SLP for a long time. The old smooth love potion. No, it's not actually that bad. But yeah, I mean, you've got to be very careful shorting shit that's just in a brutal downtrend. And funding is, you know, heavily skewed to the short side. Oh, now you all come out. I'm literally, right, I'm going to go. And everyone comes out and they're like, what about this coin? What about my shit coin? No, STX is pretty strong, isn't it? The old stacks. Looks like you just got a standard range play. One thing that's been really good for continuation setups in these conditions has been just a take the former lows, reclaim, and there's your long. So typically, don't just build a position at range low. Wait for this, because one, it does a couple of things. It clears stops, and it confirms strength. So if you get, you know, a dip that looks like that, you know that there are lots of willing buyers in there. And then you've got an invalidation. I don't have any thoughts on NXRA, my friend. I do apologise. I am not au fait with NXRA. Yes, I think that concludes a wondrous stream from your boy Charlie. How fucked are ROP holders? I don't know. It's not that, is it? Thank you for all the subs today. Absolute legends. Rug Labs, Lamau. That's not it. Hopefully I've provided some form of insight or analysis. It's just a little bit difficult. Only because I'm going to trade the shit out of FOMC tomorrow. No pussies. We're going to the moon. Actually, it'll be on here, won't it? You know, for everyone crying about it, it doesn't actually look horrific. You know, if you were to meme, like, draw or just a horizontal support there and there, like in terms of resistance. It's just a basic range. That's pretty bad. Because everyone, I'm not sure what we're allowed to shill these days and what we're not allowed to shill. Fuck it. This is one I bought. I bought it before it was even on here. What have we got? Yeah, look at that. Absolute meme coin. Not financial advice, do your own research, this is the top, blah blah blah. But yeah, bought this at like 8 cents or something stupid. But you're not allowed to talk about it on crypto Twitter, boys. Because it's only got 100k volume. Whee. Is this the one Pentoshi bought? Yeah. Yeah. And again, he's in the same boat. Like, you're not allowed to talk about it because you're going to be dumping on followers. Whee. But I have bought other shit as well. And, you know, some of them have gone to 0. So, that's, you know. What's going on here? XRP going for another leg. Cool. Well, I think that's it. I will love you and leave you all. And good luck tomorrow. I'm going to be live trading it in the group. And yeah, it's going to be a big one. Don't risk more than you can afford to lose. Remember the fact that volatility will pick up massively and your stops are not safe. And by that I mean if you think you're marketing out at 25.3, by the time your order executes, it might be higher, it might be lower. So please, please, please do not go hugely leveraged into it, because you will likely get whipsawed out of it. Thanks for the pasta. It's alright, Crispy Kreme. Don't know what pasta we've got, but we love it. If you're going to be a degenerate, sign up on my ref link. Off we go. I will leave you with my outro. Until next time, my friends.
He's BTC Charlie with his linguini charting. He loses sometimes, but hardly. He's BTC Charlie. But now he's GBP Charlie. It doesn't matter what he's charting. His trading is tough, but it's not all that bad with Charlie. He's got memes in the morning and more in the evening. It's Charlie. And when trading gets hard and support starts to lean, search Charlie.